Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And it is a chilly, I was just going to look outside. It's a chilly, cloudy day today. It kind of gets into the bones there. So winter is a-coming. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Is it warmer? Is it colder? Is it wet? Is it sunshiny? What's it like over there? So it is Monday. Thank you for your patience. And it is time for Paper Pumpkin Playdate. And I have two fun alternates for you. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so our kit is the Cozy Christmas October 2025. It's an all-inclusive kit that comes straight to your mailbox. So all you need is a pair of scissors and you can make everything in the kit as designed. So then when you open it up, you get a Stampin' Spot, and you get, in your first kit, you get a block to be able to use with your photopolymer stamps. And this one says Merry Christmas, Joy to the World, Deck the Halls, Joy, and then there's two different types of stars, if you can see that. And then we also always have this so you know where they are because it's not printed on the cardstock. And this is how I make sure that I don't lose any of my stamps. Then we have our no-fail instructions because they're easy peasy and very quick to follow. There are no words, there's just pictures and arrows. Can't get that wrong, right? So we have our instructions. The roll here is your tear and tape. The gray dots are your glue dots, and the white hexagons are your dimensionals. And then that just tells you where to place everything and how to do it. In the very first live that I do with this kit, I make the cards as designed, and then you can go back, and if it's been over 30 days, you can of course go find them over on my YouTube channel, which is Junebug Creations 29. All right, on here we also have the ingredients, what's in the kit, the coordinating colors, basic beige, cherry cobbler, garden green, pecan pie, and real red. And then these are the dies that coordinate not only with this kit, but the kits for the rest of this fourth quarter. So let me go ahead and show you those. Those are these dies right here. All right, so quarter 4 is this little leaf pattern, this one here, this little flower thing, the word joy, and the tag. So those are still available in the online store. I think they're like $12, and I use them a lot. I'm using them today. So let's go ahead and get started. Here are the cards as designed by the kit. And you can see here, this is kind of fuzzy. It's called flocking. So this is a tree using the flocking as the right side up, and it's on dimensionals, you can see, to give it that lift. Then we have this one, also some red flocking and some green flocking. And then we have this one. I think this one might be my favorite, Joy to the World. I love that song. And then I just really like how this looks. And I wouldn't have thought to use the browns, the basic beige, and the pecan pie. I just wouldn't have thought to use it for Christmas. Hi, Missy. Great to see you on here. All right, so I think this one is my favorite. Out of the ones that they designed, which one is your favorite? Which one do you like the best? I definitely like the Joy to the World. I do like the ornament, and then the tree is kind of my last. So because it's not quite my favorite, I happened to see something that somebody else did, so I'm going to give it a whirl today. And I wish I could tell you who, but I do not remember the name. I tend to just look at things and then scroll on. I know that's probably not nice, but it was somebody else's idea. Oh, I don't need anything more out of here because I already pulled out what I needed. So we're going to pull things out. So I'm going to be using the cherry cobbler and the crushed curry, and I just realized I forgot a dauber because we are going to do some color changing. All right, so I pulled out the card base, the red card base, and we're going to use the pecan pie. I thought those really went together nicely. And then we're going to use the Merry Christmas. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And here are the tree, except we're going to use the white side of the tree and the star. So let me show you what we're going to do. I have here this traditional wreath 3D embossing folder, and I'm going to use it to give the tree some texture. All right. Joy, definitely your favorite. Yes, I agree. I think that one is my favorite. The flocking doesn't bother me. There's a lot of people who aren't liking the flocking in this kit. And I was talking to Mom about it, and she was saying there was a time when like everyone and everything, they were doing flocking. So some of the people who don't like the flocking probably are of that time when everything was flocked. And that word could be very dangerous if you say it too fast. So let's go ahead and do some embossing first. We're going to bring in the embossing machine. All right, so I just have to say, if you are wanting this machine, Stampin' Up! Has a mega join special where you can get this machine for $99. It's a $140 machine I discovered when somebody was joining my team last week, and she was doing the $99, getting $189 worth of product so that she could get this machine. So when you do that, the $140 comes out of your $89, and then you still have $49 to get something like embossing folders, dies that you can then use with this machine. So I just want to make a correction on that, because I know that I had said last week that it was $130, but it's $140. Obviously they raised the price this year in the catalog, and I didn't even catch that. I know, shame on me. But it's a smoking deal, because you can get this essentially for $99, and then you can still get embossing folders and dies to use with it. How awesome is that? All right, so this is a wreath. If you have questions about that, please feel free to ask. So I'm just going to lay this down so that it's within the pattern. I'm not particular about where the pattern is or anything like that, but I just want to make sure that it's all in the pattern, at least the bottom part, because the top, remember, gets covered. So like this one, I'm not going to worry because the top of that is going to be covered anyways, but I want to make sure all this. Now the person who I saw do this, or I saw her final card, I have no idea what embossing folder she used. This is the one I decided to use. And I'm going to, am I going to texturize the star? I think I am going to texturize the star. Texturize, do you like that? All right, here we go. We're going to emboss the star, not texturize it. Goodness gracious. Sometimes the words that come out of my mouth don't make any sense at all. All right, so we're going to roll that through with plate 1 and 4. I'm going to go ahead and roll it back. Then we're going to pull these out and look at the fun texture. All right, look at this fun texture. All right, this is going to look great. And even the star. All right, so now I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to put this aside. We'll be using it again for our next card. All right, so let's bring this back in. We're going to use that chipboard, there we go, and stamp. And I'm going to stamp, I think, in the cherry cobbler. We're going to do the Merry Christmas that fits in that cutout. And I've shown you before, this is 2 of the little blocks from kits that I glued together using the Stampin' Seal Plus. You can see it around the edges there, and it works beautifully. I'm really loving having used it. Mom was in here helping me out and just got a phone call. So if you can hear that, that's okay. All right, here we go. There we go. All right. Ta-da! That looks just so amazing. I love that. I love that font. I love that whole look. If I had itty bitty rhinestones, I would put a little bitty rhinestone on each of those curls, but I don't. All right, so then we're going to take that star that we put some texture on. Ooh, let me zoom in for you because you are way out there. All right, and we're going to take a dauber. Oh, crushed curry. Here we go. We're going to take our crushed curry dauber. And so that I don't get my fingers all messy, I'm going to use my take your pick tool to kind of hold this in place. And we're going to, I'm getting the ink from around the edges, and we're just going to daub this and give it some yellow color. It's pretty dark. I probably should have gone with the Daffodil Delight. Let's see. All right, let me get my tweezers. Oh, that does look really dark. You know what? I think I'm going to get a different star and get the Daffodil Delight and see if that makes a difference, because that turned out a little bit darker than I had intended. But we'll get another star out of here. And I guess we need to put it through the embossing folder again. Let's see if adding brighter yellow will work. Let's see if we can brighten it up. If not, then we will just redo it. All right, so we need some Daffodil Delight. Haven't even used that one. Let's see. I don't know. What do you think? Is that too dark? Should we brighten it up? Let's see what it looks, how much difference. We can still texture, we can still put it through the embossing folder. All right, so that looks a fair amount different. All right, so I think we're going to go with this one, and I'm going to go ahead and run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine again. All right. There's a good chance that a different color, darker ink got onto my crushed curry, or that the crushed curry was just a tad too dark for me. I think, I don't know, actually they look about the same color, huh? All right, we'll just leave that then, and we'll use this one. Ooh, that's just really, I wonder whether it'll lighten up when it dries. All right, let's hold off. We might just not put the star on quite yet. All right, so as in the other card, we're going to put dimensionals here, like this. So we're going to put the card, the tree together the same way we did on the original card. And I'm going to glue this down. I know I could be using I totally forgot. I could be using the adhesive from the kit. I just get into my old habits, right? Old habits. It was right there in front of me. All right, let's go ahead and fold this, burnish this. All right, just like that. And then the card's going to go this way. So we'll put this down here like that. And then see, this is going to go like that. So we're going to put dimensionals here and here. And I think, let me get the instructions. I'm trying to remember if we had, I'm thinking we had glue dots in there somewhere. All right, so the glue dots. Oh, I put the dimensionals in the wrong place. Hello, Phyllis. Hugs from Maryland. All right, Phyllis, great. How's your weather up over there? All right, so I did this backwards. I was thinking this just was feeling wrong. So we're just gonna fix this because I goofed in making this tree. Let's try that again. So the dimensionals were on the bottom pieces. I thought that was just looking kind of weird. So we're gonna put the dimensionals on the flocking. That's a dangerous word if I were to say that too fast, right? Oh my goodness. Don't say it fast. All right, I'm going to put that one there. And then we had the glue dots. So we have this here, and then the glue dots are along the line. And they had one here, so I probably have too many. And then we want the glue dots. All right, I was just all excited and then kind of surprised about the star, but it looks like as it dries, it's lightening up. So it's probably not going to be an issue. Let's see if I can get more of that. All right. Hi, Joanne. Great to see you on here. Missy says put the darker one on the card to see how it looks. That's what I was thinking. I'm letting it kind of dry, Missy, because it looks like it's lightening a little as it dries, and it did look really dark. It almost looked like pecan pie. And that's definitely not what I was going for. I wanted more of a yellow, a bright yellow. And we don't have gold. So, well, okay, we don't have gold ink. We have gold embossing powder, but I wasn't going to go there. All right. Come on. Come on. All right, so let's get that off there. All right. Here we go. All righty, so let's do that here. And then we had that down, remember? All right. Well, but I really like how I love the texture. I think that was a great idea. Like I said, I am not sure who did it. I think I saw it on the demonstrator planning place or on one of the paper pumpkin club things. The paper pumpkin. Oh, there's a whole bunch of paper pumpkin groups. I was on one of them. I don't know if it was a demonstrator only one or if it was another one. Whoever it was probably posted it on all of them, but she really did not like the flocking. So she flipped it over and embossed it. And I thought that was an awesome idea. So I thought, oh, I'm definitely doing that because the flocking doesn't bother me, but I think this looks prettier. All right, so then we have this. That's so pretty. All right, and then we have, one on each side. And I think especially with the flocking, you would want one on each side. And then we just had one glue dot here. I think I'm going to do two glue dots because of the flocking. Just to make sure it sticks and catches. All right, oh, take those off. And then, doesn't that look so cool? It really, what a beautiful tree. All right, so let me get this out of here. And then let's bring that over. So this one is a little bit brighter, but it's not that much brighter. So I think, see it, but it looks, they both look almost like the color of the thing. I don't know. Maybe we don't do that one. Maybe we don't. Which way does it go? I think it goes like that. I don't know. It almost looks the color like this. Maybe I should have just left it white. But it just doesn't seem right to make a white star on a white tree. Because to me, stars are yellow. So let's... Ooh. Is that noticeable? That's noticeable. All right, so we're going to use a mini. Because I got lots of minis here somewhere. We're going to use a mini. What do you think? Does that work? I think that works. I think that works. And then we're going to put the Merry Christmas there. Over here, we're going to put this. And then we're going to use some glue on here. All right, what do you think? Do you like that? You know what we need? We need Wink of Stella. That's what we need. We need some Wink of Stella on our star for sure. And then I think we need it also on our tree. All right, definitely on our star. Oh, that just brightened it up. Look at that. Look at that. It's still wet, but all right. And then we're going to just on the raised parts, on the embossed parts of the tree, I'm going to add the Wink of Stella. It will make it almost look like snow. All right. There we go. That is making a huge difference. I hadn't even thought of that until just now when I thought, what can I do to add a little oomph to the card? And of course, let me tell you, Wink of Stella is your little special oomph. Can you see the difference? Let's see. There we go. Little sparkle. Just a little shimmer. And I'm just putting it on the raised areas. Just the raised areas. So I don't even know, like I'm trying to think, did she use this sentiment? Did she use a different sentiment? I don't know. What caught my attention was the fact that she embossed the tree pieces and had the white up. That is what caught my eye the most. As to whether she did any of this other stuff, I have no idea. I wouldn't even know where to go back to find it. So if you're looking for it, I can't tell you where to find it, except on one of the Paper Pumpkin Facebook pages, Facebook group. So you could always put in Paper Pumpkin, You could put in the name of this kit in those groups and see what comes up. People are always posting their alternates. I don't post mine. I forget to do that kind of thing. I just do my lives. So, Wink of Stella for the win. There we go. All right. There we go. Whew. I like how that dressed that up. That just gave it that nice little shimmer. There we go. That nice little shimmer and added that little bit of punch. And then we have our gems. So why not bring in some red gems? Oh, so what I'm noticing with these sequins is you want to make sure it's on that glue dot, and you really have to work to get up under the glue dot. Let's see, I'm gonna put this one over here. Whoop. Like that. And then one of the smaller ones like that. And then we'll just put this right there. All right. Whew. Pretty. A little bit of sparkle. And I love the tree. I think I might like this one better than this one. So you can see how I changed. So this has the pumpkin or the pecan pie. I used the cherry cobbler. We flipped over the flocking, embossed it, flipped over that, colored it, decided not to have it embossed. And then I did a different background, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. Well, the dots are in the sequins are in a different place, but I don't know, which one do you like better? The white one or the flocked one? All right, so Missy says very pretty. Joanne says cool. Yes, that worked. Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I like that. All right, so let me show you. Oh, let's hold on. I'm going to take these little stars. I like these little stars, and stick them on a block. And on the inside, I'm going to stamp them in the crushed curry. Right? Maybe the crushed curry and the red. Nope, I think I'm just going to do that. Just like that. Just to give it a little something inside. All right. So let's put this away. Fun. That worked out great. I kind of like the plain star versus this one. I'm sure I'll use this for something else. It'll go on in the box. And let's take a look at the next thing we're going to make. We are going to make a little bit of a mess. I know you don't believe me. I know you don't. You love the white one better. Missy likes the white one better. Yeah, I agree. I do. All right, so here is my next card. So I took these two. Oh, what's that? I took these two. So one of these bases. Okay, so we had this base here, and then this one here, and I'm going to put those together because I put the other tops together. So let's see what we come up with this time around. And I'm going to be using the Peaceful Greenery 3D embossing folder, and we're going to use the dies. We're going to use the Joy and the two leafy ones. All right. So we're going to do some die cutting. So the joy is going to be in the berry burst. We're going for non-traditional Christmas colors, which I know, don't fall off your chair. June does not usually do non-traditional Christmas colors, but I decided to break out of the box. We're going to do 2 of these on this, and we're going to do 1 of these on the Lost Lagoon. So this is Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and Pool Party. And then we're going to ink our our embossing folder with Pretty Peacock, because these 3 colors are variations of each other. All right, so we have the darker Pretty Peacock, then we have the Lost Lagoon, then we have the Pool Party, and we're going to throw in a pop of color. All right, so let's set this set that aside. We're going to set this aside. We're going to take out our embossing folder and we're going to make a mess. All right, so this is the side that I want to do. Now you have 2 ways that you can do this. You can take your brayer, which I don't even know if I've used this one, but I don't have, where's the, all right, let's use this. It's kind of dusty because it's just been sitting there. So it's kind of got a dusty film over it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use the brayer because I haven't yet. I haven't used a brayer in a long time. So we're going to go ahead and use a brayer though. Let's move that out of the way, set that there. Let's dry it off. All right. So this is the side. Let's see. So this is the side that pops. All right, hold on. This is the side that goes down. All right, so then, all right, so we're gonna do this side because this is the side that will be colored, but it will be debossed because this is the side that pops up. So this is what you need to ink. And then on the paper, it's going to be debossed, which means it's gonna be sunk in. All right, so we're gonna take our ink. I'll make sure I do the right one. We're going to, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm a little bit too close. All right. We're going to ink our brayer. So you can do it 2 ways. You can use the brayer or you can just swipe the ink pad, which I think usually I swipe the ink pad. I haven't done this in a while, but we're going to, I wanted to show you both ways. You're going to ink this part. And one of the reasons for doing it with the brayer is so that you only get ink on what you want. Whereas if you use the ink pad, it can press down into the grooves. So one of the things you want to do is ink up. Why are these not getting inked? All right, so I take that back. That's not working very well. I'm not sure why. I think it'll just be easier to use the pad. Here we go, messy, messy. I'll have to go back and wash that. So I'm gonna set it down with the feet so that it doesn't get ink on the ground. I'm gonna throw that away. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one this way after all. Oh, yeah, see? There, I want the outside edge inked. There we go. But I do not want that inked, so I'm going to get another one so that I can clean that inside bit, because I really don't want that. All right. And this is why June doesn't do a whole lot of messy things. All right, so let me look at my shirt, make sure I don't get on my shirt, because of course I'm wearing a light color when I do this, so I can't hide any stains. All right, so we're going to go with that. We're going to take our paper and I'm going to put it down this way. All right, we're going to close this. We're going to bring in our embossing machine. We want our base, our 3D embossing folder, our plate 4. We're going to run it through. And pray I didn't mix it up, because I have been known to mix up which side of the embossing folder. Aha, it worked. It is debossed. All right, it is debossed. So then you have this. I'm just going to set that aside and wash it afterwards with with water. It's already got ink on it. Not going to wash it with ink. All right, then we're going to do the die cutting. So we're going to do one of these, one of these, and one of these. And the beauty of having this whole large die cut machine is the fact that you can do more than one thing at a time. And you can use any size embossing folder and dies. If you go for the mini machine, then you're limited to only what fits in the mini machine. And so we don't want to be limited. We want to be able to go all out. Ooh, I love this. Love that. Woohoo. All right, so then we're going to do one more of these pool party ones. And we'll run it back this way. All right, put things where they belong so I don't lose them. All right, and oh, there we go. It went flying. All right, so let's go back to this. Look how great that looks. All right, so there are some ink edges, and that's okay. It looks distressed. I want to make that kind of even, so I'm going to come over here and grab my pretty peacock. Do I have a pretty peacock? I don't have a pretty peacock, so I'm just going to grab one, and I'll change the name in there. The grid is an old grid, so it just is working out that way. So I'm just going to do this, and we're just going to go all the way around, and then it looks like we meant to do that. Okay, look at that. Totally hiding it, saying, okay, if we're going to have some distressing, then we're going to have some distressing all the way around it. All right. And then you will never, no one will ever know that there was a little extra ink. All right. And then I'm going to fold this over and burnish it like this. And I'm going to distress it as well. All right, and that just then adds a little bit more color. So when I was scrapbooking all the time before I became a demonstrator, I used to do this with everything. My friend who taught me to scrapbook, she distresses everything. So I got into distressing everything. And then in the card making, it wasn't done quite as much. So then I got away from it, and now I've been bringing it back into my card making. All right. Give it that little bit of distressed look, pulling it together, framing it nicely, and then we're going to have it like that. How awesome. All right, let's go ahead and pop this baby up on dimensionals. Like that, and I'm going to be putting stuff in the center, so I'm going to put 2 there so that it does not sag with the weight of our die cuts. All right, here we go. And I just love being able to add dimension with those dimensionals. I think it just really makes the card. All right, here we go. Okay, so now we have our joy, and I'm going to put those up on mini dimensionals because, well, why not? Why not? So I'm going to put 1 there and 1 there. Here we go. Joy. Oh, I forgot to stamp. Darn it. All right, well, we're going to do it anyways because we're just going to, you know, pretend like June knows what she's doing. And we're going to stamp to the world right there. I meant to do it before I put that on, and I forgot, but that's okay. We're going to do the joy to the world in the am I going to get lucky? I got lucky. Woohoo! All right. I have my moments, I must say. I do. All right. I get lucky sometimes, and that was a lucky one. So then we're going to put some adhesive, and I'm just going to do 2 rows. And on this one, I'm going to just do 2 rows, a little less glue. Here we go. So if you are local to me here in the Kalispell, Whitefish, Columbia Falls, Eureka area, the Majestic is coming. That's our big holiday extravaganza at the Majestic. I will be there. So come find me. We're going to do a make and take. I'm going to have my kits out there for sale. I'll have prototypes for my classes available for you to see and sign up for them. So come join us at the Majestic. All right, that was supposed to be closer to here. What can I do to tie that together? That was supposed to be over that way. Let's see if I can pick those up and move them. Nope. Oh, June, did you just mess this up? Oh, I messed it up. All right, well, we're going to fix it. Here we go. You can't even see that, right? All right, so we need some more of these. Let's see. What? Now I can't remember how I had it. All right, so that one we have right here and right here. All right. And then, oh, this is going to work. This is totally going to work. All right, and I'm going to Lift that up there like that. And I'm making it work. It's not coming out the way I originally envisioned, but it's going to work. It just was floating out there. I didn't like the floating. All right, we'll just do it like that. All right, and then what I'm going to do is add some Wink of Stella to the cardstock. All right, to give it that little bit of shimmer. It's going to make it look darker at first because it is getting it wet, and then it will dry and just have that shimmer. So, joy to the world, the Lord has come, let earth receive. Okay, it's been a while. It's been a year, or a little more, because it's not Christmas time yet. But y'all know the song. Who doesn't know the song? And when you get someone who can sing it with that beautiful, bold voice, lucky, yeah, love the white ones, sequence like berries. Oh yes, that would have worked, except I'm not sure I have any in Berry Burst. We need some Berry Burst gems. We need some Berry Burst gems. So I'm just going to go ahead. I should have looked up, Joanne. I'm sorry I missed that. That would have been much better than tearing it off and starting over. But I recovered. Here we go. And we're just adding that little bit of sparkle, a little bit of glimmer to everything. You just gotta love Wink of Stella. I don't know who came up with a name, but it's perfect. I have a friend, whoop, that's not where that goes. Here we go. And remember, you always want to stand it upright. Don't leave it laying down. Stand it upright. All right. There we go. Joy to the world, and you can see the shimmer on the words. All right. And I could still see, let's see if I've got anything that would work. I don't think we have anything in those colors. Let's see. Nope. Well, pearls always work with everything and anything. This is dark, druzy. Those seem a bit wild. That's not. That's pink. Oh, those might work. Those are a little light. I really would like to find some Berry Burst. That's stars. We got these. That's purple. Oh, maybe those are Berry Burst-ish. We'll have to look. Silver, no. No. Oh, is that the same as those? Nope, that's not the same as those. But they give off all kinds of color. No. 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 Oh, those might have worked. No. 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 All right, so help me narrow it down, girls. So, oh, nope, those are dark. So we have these, which would work. Nope, that's not the right color. Now that I'm looking at it closer in the light. That's too green. Pearls always go. And these, the smaller gold ones or silver ones. I don't know. What do you think? So, because remember, this is not red. This is Berry Burst, which, you know, doesn't look. The camera, at least to me, the camera isn't showing it. I don't know about to you. It seems kind of dark. Let's see if I brighten it. Oh, here we go. kind of washes it out. But this is berry burst, so it's kind of a berry color. So what do you think? Should we add some of these? Hi, Covina. Great to have you on here. Color the pearls. Oh, I could color one. Let's see. Can you color the clear ones? Let's see. Berry burst. Berry burst. Let's see. You're right. I forgot about that. Good job, girls. Good job. All right. Color the pearls. I think the pearls will be the easiest to color. These you could color, but they're going to mess up your brush because they're pretty rough. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with the pearls. And then, yes, we can color the pearls. You can color the pearls with the Stampin' Blends. If you don't have Stampin' Blends, you can color the pearls with Sharpies. Sharpies. It looks red to you? Yeah, I promise you it is Berry Burst. It is Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and Pool Party. And then this ink was Pretty Peacock. So, yep, I could have done rhinestones too then. So we're going to do 2 large ones and 1 small one. So yep, it is not red. It is very untraditional Christmas colors, which is very untraditional of me. But I wanted to step out of that box and give it a whirl. So we're going to do one here. And then do one over there, and then do one up here. There we go. All right, and that is Berry Burst, so it is a purpley pink. It's probably my favorite color. I know I always say I love purple, but when it comes right down to it, and if I had to choose between purple and Gorgeous Grape and Berry Burst, I'd go with Berry Burst every time. Like even if I can find clothes, but purple is more common, but it's really, this is the color that is my favorite color. I do love purple, and I still have a lot of purple, but when I'm able to get the Berry Burst kind of color, that's the one I'm drawn to the most. You just don't find it as much as you find purple. All right. Thank you. Yes, Joanne, thank you for reminding me that I can color the pearls. All right. Awesome. All right. What I just noticed is this one is not quite colored. You typically want to do it when it's on that other paper, not on here, because you don't want to get it on your paper, but I think it wasn't quite dry when I used my putty end, and so it wiped off some of the color. So untraditional colors, but super cute. I love this embossing folder. So this embossing folder is the Peaceful Greenery 3D embossing folder. All right. And so you can have it where it pops out, or you can have it where it goes down. And so to color it, I did the deboss side. I can't think right now of how you would make the embossed side. I think you would have to emboss it and then rub it over. So looks berry now. Okay, very pretty. Oh, you're so punny. All right, so there is our second card. How fun. I love the Wink of Stella. It just really sets it off. It really sets it off. All right, so here is card 2 and card 1 of our alternates. How fun. And all I did, I used things that were in the kit or the add-on that goes with the kit. And then I brought in 2 embossing folders and some Wink of Stella. Other than that, it's all stuff from the kit. So go to town, do something. Okay, the pearls weren't from the kit either, and neither was this cardstock, but you know what I mean. You know, you can do it. You can do it. Have fun, play with it, post below any of your alternates. I always love to see what are you doing, and I might just use your idea for one of my alternates and give you all the glorified credit for it. So don't be afraid to post your alternates down below. You'll be getting it. Yes, so this goes with the Peaceful Gardens stamp set, and the one with the doves, that's the set that this one goes to. This wreath one goes to the Traditions of Christmas with all the poinsettias on it. That's the one that this goes with. All right, so I like how these turned out. I am pleased. I trust you like them. I trust you give it a whirl with whatever you have. You don't have to use what I have. I'm just giving you some ideas. I'm sure you have tons of embossing folders that you could use to do something like this with. And then just remember that there is the joy in here, the letters that you could use instead of putting them on here, or you could use this and just cut off the flocking and do something different with it. So there's all kinds of possibilities here. So thank you so much. Now, the other thing before we go, I want to just remind you that the October to November, so you have until November 10th to subscribe to get this kit, which is the, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you, which is the Wrapped in Cheer Craft Festive Goodie Boxes, perfect for holding gift cards or small treats. Makes 8 projects, 4 each of 2 tag designs with 8 identical coordinating boxes. Foldable box bases and pre-cut paper pieces. Linen thread and red dot embellishments. Coordinating colors are basic beige, cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, which is your classic Stampin' Spot, and old olive. Delicate greenery pieces with double-sided printing add a sophisticated touch. And then you have this one where it says customizable sentiment stamps, watercolor in bloom. Show your love and appreciation with rich watercolor hues and elegant botanical flourishes. Makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes, copper foil and copper sequins, pre-cut paper and vellum pieces, coordinating colors, copper, garden green, night of navy, which will be your Stampin' Spot, pretty peacock, secret sea, and shaded spruce. Personalize your card greetings with customizable sentiment stamps. Fun! So, if you like this idea, get in on it. Subscribe now. Then I want to tell you we have 5 days left. So, 5 days left for this amazing join special. I have had 8 people take me up on this offer because it is a smokin' deal. All right, so let me explain this smokin' deal to you. If you want the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, this is the best deal. That is a $140 machine. You can get it for $99 and still have $49 to order any product of your choice. You get free shipping on everything, and you get a free paper pumpkin kit in your starter kit. If you already have a die cut machine and don't want this one or already have this one, this is your best deal because it will get you to your Stampin' Rewards and discount faster. You pay $35, you get to choose $125 worth of product, and you get your free shipping and your paper pumpkin kit with the starter kit. This is the one that most of my friends and former teammates and customers have been doing. The $35, get the $125 worth of product. Then they've turned around and they've used their excuse me, they've placed their orders to get their 20% discount and their Stampin' Rewards. All right, so that's really, if you don't want the big ticket item, that's the way to go. All right, if you do want the Stampin' Cut machine, then this is the choice for you. If you have questions, please reach out to me. You have until Friday to join my team, join Stampin' Up. We're all together. It's one big crafty family. Joanne and Missy can attest to that. We have fun, we stamp together, we talk, we chat, we help each other out, we listen to each other, and we just have fun together. See, everyone's smiling. Everyone's smiling. It's fun. We have a great time. So the other thing I want to remind you of is the 12 Days of Christmas Advent Kit. That's what they're calling it. 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. Sorry, here we go. And we have 12 doors. Now, I know a lot of people have already opened this. Stampin' Up! Itself has already opened it. You can see I have not yet, but I will be in November. The first 12 days, well, not quite. Ooh, because I'll be gone part of those days. I will be opening it in November. It won't be 12 days in a row because of my schedule and because of the being at the Majestic for the holiday extravaganza and going to backstage for Stampin' Up! For the leaders conference. So, but I will start opening this in November. So if you have been waiting, and if you want to wait to see what's in yours until December and do it actually in December, then I would say ignore my posts when I post that. But I keep coming across things online, and so I figure it is time. My personal thought is they probably released it a little too early, and people do not like surprises and temptation, and I do love surprises and the feeling of anticipation. All right, if you like anticipation, put anticipation, that's a hard word to spell, I know, in the comments. I love the anticipation of the surprises, or put surprises is easier. You can put surprises in the comments if you like that. But I'm going to go ahead and start opening this in November so that I can create those 12 tutorials. Because if you order this for $99, of course, if you're on my team, you get a 20% discount and you get your Stampin' Rewards. If you order this, then you will get 12 tutorials, one for each door that we will be opening. And if you are on my team, you just automatically get the tutorials because you're on my team. So I highly recommend getting it. I have seen a few really nice things, and then when I realize where it's from, I quickly scroll away. So I don't know if some of you have gone ahead and looked at what it is. And then there's also these two stamp sets that go with it. All right, so there's one that's all words, and then there's one that are images. So these two stamp sets come with this 12 Days of Christmas calendar. All right, so I'll be opening it in November. Remember, you only have until Friday, the end of Friday, to get in on this and to be part of the team. I would truly love to have each and every one of you on the team. We just have a great time, and it would be so much fun to have more people on the team. So let's chat if you have questions. All right, you can just say, I got questions, and I will reach out to you, or you feel free to reach out to me through Messenger, through text message, through phone call, through email, however you want to reach me. My information is on my Facebook business page. So everybody, have a great rest of your Monday evening. Have a marvelous week. I will be back here tomorrow, Tuesday at... Let me look at the calendar real quick so I don't say the time wrong, because I know I have a couple of Zoom meetings at 1:30. Tomorrow at 1:30 for Kit Together Tuesday. And I'm not ready to do the wreath. Haven't figured it out yet. So I think we're gonna do one of the other Christmas kits. We'll do one of the other Christmas kits. So come join me tomorrow at 1:30 Mountain Time. So 3:30 Eastern Time. I will see you then. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining me, Covina and Joanne and Missy and Phyllis. Great to see you on here. Bye-bye, ladies. Have a good evening.